Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, really sick, so if my voice sounds funny or if I'm coughing a lot, I apologize. But there's a couple of reviews I want to get by today. And the first book that I want to talk about today is going to be The Amazing Spider Man, issue 700.4. Now, I've been really enjoying these Spider-Man issues because we haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man in probably, a year. So to have these Peter Parker stories has been a real treat and a nice change of pace from things from Superior Spider-Man because Superior is a complete opposite of what Peter Parker actually is. And these stories have been pretty good in hitting the nail on the head about who Peter Parker is, what the character represents in the Marvel Universe. Now, in the last issue of 700.3, we got to see a Peter Parker who was badly burned, 80% of his body, third-degree burns, and winds up getting picked up by a villain's hospital. And the name of the hospital is called, I'm trying to remember what the place was called, the Black Lodge. And this was a place where they picked up all the villains who got injured and whatnot, and obviously they get paid for their services. The major thing that happens in this issue, though, is that they find out that Peter Parker is, they find out that Spider-Man is in the lodge, and at first they thought he was a supervillain. So they're trying to plan for all kinds of contingencies. So they get the people within the actual hospital to try to stop Spider-Man in his tracks. But the doctors and the nurses don't do anything to physically harm Peter because they're sworn to help and heal. So after some, blackmailing or talking to the other villains within the actual issue, you see them go after Peter Parker, Spider-Man. And there were some good battles in here, but nothing that was really memorable and nothing that really stuck out for me in this particular story. So in the end, I was like, okay, kind of generic. Kind of just ended with Peter Parker going to bed, and that was about it. Now, there was a second story in here, a secondary story, and that story was called The Actual 3 O'Clock High. And it was about this child by the name of, I think his name was Casey Mitchell. He was a kid that was picked on a lot in the issue, and he was getting bullied. And it was pretty funny because a lot of things here had to reference back to Spider-Man. Kids throwing kind of like pumpkin bombs at him. One of the kids that was picking on Casey was dressed like Sandman, wore his shirt and his pants, even had his hairstyle, which was pretty awesome. And even Casey Mitchell himself, if you look at his clothes, he has the apparel of what would be a hobgoblin, which I thought was interesting, and you get to see that really good, or I guess right here. So he's got those colors of the hobgoblin, which I thought was pretty neat. But Casey Mitchell was desperate to actually get a hold of Spider-Man. So he lights this water tower on fire. He gets Spider-Man to come, and he tells him his story. And at first you think, Spider-Man's not going to come. And so Spider-Man gives that life lesson of, not to fight fire with fire. Don't punch the other kids. Don't pick on other kids. But sometimes words is the best way to handle things. And I thought that was so fitting for Spider-Man because with Spider-Man, he is always so humorous and so witty, and he gets back at you with burns and things like that, and it really gets to the people. And you can see what happens is that he starts saying some crazy things, and the kids laugh, and you know. The tides turn. And really cool art. I really enjoyed this particular secondary story. I really enjoyed the secondary story more than the first story here. It felt more of a Peter Parker Spider-Man type of story. This book was written by Clay McLand, and the art was done by Javier Rodriguez. Really fun book. I really enjoyed it a lot. Definitely, you know, The first story wasn't as good, but the next story was just hit the nail on the head like it's always have. So if you guys are looking for a cool, amazing Spider-Man story, check this one out. So I'm going to give this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's pretty solid. So guys, as always, thank you for watching. Excuse me, Comic Book Corner 2.0. Until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.